Welcome to the Boxing Locker. I am Matt Goddard, former professional boxer, now boxing coach, and you are watching my Boxing 101 series of boxing tutorials for beginners to novice, intermediate boxers. Doesn't matter who you are, you can learn from this and improve. So, hopefully you will have watched all the rest of the videos that came before this. If you haven't, then I suggest you go back and catch up. If you have, then you'll know what's coming next, and that is defending the jab, cross, lead hook. The 1, 2, 3 is the next most commonly thrown combination in boxing after the jab cross. It's an easy punch to add in. See a lot of guys do it. 1, 2, 3. Nice reset position. Really smooth combo. We've gone through it ourselves. It's very effective. Now, if we can take it away from our opponent, we can be ultra damaging, we can pick weaknesses, and we can ruin their psyche, okay? We don't want to make it so that they feel confident. We want to make them regret throwing punches. We want to make them nervous to throw their shots. That's what head movement and footwork does, right? So in my boxing stance, I'm going to work on 2, and that is only 2 defenses for this 3-punch combination. I'm going to go through them specifically to get each detail correct. So I'm in my orthodox boxing stance. I'm going to slip the jab. Okay? I've slipped the jab. The jab's going over my head. The next punch that's coming towards me is the cross. I'm going to roll the cross. Come up into position. Rear hand protecting my chin. Finally, I'm going to roll the lead hook and return to starting point. Okay? So I'm back where I started. Ready to work. Ready to defend any further punches that come at me. So my boxing stance, I drop, I roll, I roll. Now I've defended 3 shots. None of them have had any contact with me. I'm in a nice, stable, balanced position. My head height keeps shifting. I'm ready to work and throw my shots as I come out of it. And my weight is evenly distributed. Let's try that in a southpaw position. So I slip, I roll under, and come up. Ready to work, throw my shots. So I slip, I roll under, I roll back. Ready to work, okay? Remember, we're evading the jab, cross, lead hook. So that's going to be straight left, straight right, and that left arm swinging round at me. Vice versa for the southpaw. Right straight, left straight, big right arm swinging round at me, right? We have to get our head out the way of that last hook as much as possible because we really, really don't want to be getting caught with that. That's the first method of defense. The second method of defense, slightly more complex, but I think a really fun one, right? This is a really fun method of defense. And these are the kind of movements you don't often see put together. They're primarily used by elite boxers, but what I always say is emulate the greatest, don't emulate those that are incapable of things that those at the top are capable of, because you want to progress, you want to grow, and you want to be as near to them very, very peak fighters as you can. There's no point watching guys that lose week in, week out and try and emulate them. You want to watch the very best, the winners of the sport, and you want to try and emulate what they can do, all right? So I'm in my boxing stance. I'm going to catch the jab. I'm going to forearm block on the cross. And as that left hook comes at me, I'm going to go out and pull back, okay? So we've got 3 unconventional defenses being combined here, right? So I catch the jab, and then I'm going high with that forearm to get my head off the center line, nice and low. Now, they're going to be swinging that big hook a bit lower than normal because my weight's dropped, and I'm going to push off my front leg and drop back out the way. Getting my guard nice and high, my head back off the center line, keeping that non-punching hand in, ready to work again on the counter or to exit, as I said earlier. So I'm here, drop, yeah, I get out the, no I don't, I catch, sorry I was going back to the first one then. So I catch, and then I drop into my forearm bar, and then I pull back out the way, and then I come up. What you saw there was I brought my hand to my body into there. Now, the thing with keeping the lead hand high when you do that is that it's very difficult to punch with it from up there. So as I've leaned back out the way, it's difficult to use this arm. If I bring that arm in, my shoulder is still high to protect me. Now I've got extra protection on my body, and I can also come back with straight shots from there a lot easier and with a lot more force. I'll leave that down to your personal preference. I recommend starting off with it high and then getting used to bringing it back down as you come in so that you tuck up a lot tighter. So let me show you that one more time in orthodox stance. I catch, I drop, I come back. Yeah, so everything's tucked in. That punch is going to skim past me. I'm going to be able to come back in. Let's do that in southpaw. Now, I'm less confident in southpaw position, so I'm going to practice with the high hand on the way out, all right? Let's give you a good example of what I mean. So I'm in my boxing stance, I catch, I drop down, and now as I come out, I'm going to keep that hand high, okay? My head is right back, this hand is protecting me, this hand stays high, so now if anything else tries to come over the top, I've got defense. The weakness of this is that you can be hit to the body quite comfortably because your weight is all back on that back leg and you can get dropped right into that body with a straight right hand rather than a hook. But again, that takes people fainting and thinking through things. So everything is dictated by situation, position, and intent. It's all about you choosing the correct time to implement these methods, right? One more time. So in my boxing stance, I catch, I drop back, keeping them hands in all the time. Defended, nice and evenly distributed, ready to work. So there we have it, guys. The second method of defense for the jab, cross, lead hook, shown to you in orthodox and southpaw. Both very effective. You have to just think about practicing these enough that you're confident in using them in a combat scenario. I recommend with these kind of drills that you find yourself a partner to work with and you try and practice one and then the other throwing the jab, cross, hook, so that I throw jab, cross, hook, then my partner throws it, and each time we practice each method of defense. It's a really great way of picking it up and just getting confidence with punches coming at your face so you don't panic when you see it actually happen in real life, okay? You can spend a lot of time in the mirror working, but if you don't actually have anybody really throwing punches at your chin, it becomes difficult to implement it in a combat scenario. As always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're learning from all of the videos that I'm uploading. There's more to come. Thanks for enjoying the Boxing 101 series. And don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you for the next one.